What's up, man?
Hey, how are you? Dialed in show live for the first
Live.
time.
We've not done this before. We tried one time and it didn't work, but here we are. We are live for episode. I really don't know if it's 32 or 33. I think it's 32, but I don't know.
I think it's 33.
Oh, well, my bad.
Is it? I'm pretty sure.
It
I
might
really.
be. I really don't know. But the reason why we wanted to go live on today is because there was the big debate on yesterday. It's 32. It's episode 32.
Okay.
Uh, there was the big debate on yesterday and between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And so we wanted to go live on today to be able to respond to, all the amazing comments that were made on last night.
And we first
So
want to today's September 11th, 23 years ago. So
yeah,
uh, that day is still a important day, which is
yeah.
today. So we just want to say that first. But yeah, so we wanted to intentionally do it today so that we could have some reaction to the comments last night. I'm sure many of you guys watched it at your home. Some people went to watch parties. What's your initial thoughts of what happened last night?
I think first of all, Kamala Harris did what she needed to do, which, in my opinion, part of it was just don't mess up. That was part of it. But she stood her ground. She actually, in my opinion, did pretty good. She did well. Donald Trump, I think, came out the gate listening to probably what he was coached on doing. Having even though sometimes it was like, well, what is he looking at? But having a stern face, not really reacting. And I think he was trying to do what he did with Joe Biden and just let her talk at first, is what
Mhm.
was going on. But man, when she brought up his rallies, I said, "Oh, he gonna lose it because he don't like when you talk about that. He don't like when you talk about." And Stephen, you can't see comments, can you? Or can you?
No, I
Oh,
think.
okay,
Oh, hold on. Keep talking, but no, I don't think
yeah.
so.
I was gonna say I don't know how it works, but
Oh, I might be able to see it on YouTube.
yeah, I would say our mother just commented she held her own. Job well done, Vice President Kamala. So yeah, I think she did what she needed to do, and once she brought up his rallies, I think that started to get under his skin, and we began to see more of the Donald Trump that we're accustomed to seeing. What do you think?
Yeah, so I was at work, of course, covering it. Uh, one overall, she did a good job. She did better than some people, including myself, thought she would do. She's not a strong debater, and when you have big moments like this, sometimes you can be over prepared. And so I wondered if she was going to be over prepared, but I mean, whatever prep she did, she was ready for it. But also, I think she was hoping that Trump would. I mean, some people already called him unhinged, but I think she was hoping Trump would cut in more, try to interrupt more, which he really didn't do. She kind of said comments while the mic was muted more than him. So she stuck to her points. She kind of expounded on some of the topics when it came to policy. Um, you know, I said on my show Sunday night, it's really just interesting to me how people are still undecided. Everybody is entitled to make their decision when they feel like making their decision. It's just interesting because the candidates can't be any more opposite than we've had in a long time. So it's just interesting to see, how people in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, in Nevada will react to this. Now, I thought this was going to be their only debate. The Harris campaign was clearly seeing this as a win right after saying they want to debate in October. Trump went on Fox News saying he would consider it if it was on a quote fair network. So that only means one thing.
Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that they should do another debate.
You're saying that because you think she's not going to do well.
Yeah, or yeah, I think you went out, you did good, go home. Like don't poke the bear. I think part of it they just doing that because they figure he's gonna say no,
Mhm.
and it'll be like she said, well, I want to debate again. You know what I mean? But don't poke the bear because he might say okay, and but then too, because if he says, all right, well, let's do it on Fox, she then doesn't need to say, well, I don't want to go on Fox.
Right, right. I mean,
So
she stepped her toe in the water now, so she would have to accept. And the thing
yeah,
is, I mean, especially Brett Bayer. I mean, the Fox moderators they might not go as far as the ABC moderators did, but when debates are on Fox, it's not like it's total bias to Trump. I will say that. Brett Bayer and other moderators have also been fair and have fact checked the president. I think that was something that started to get under his skin. And before the debate, Trump said the moderators are going to be biased. Of course, they fact checked him live in real time, and he was fact checked more than Harris. Now, both politicians say misleading things on both sides, but I mean, he was fact checked more than her on some key things that needed fact checking. One thing is him saying Democrats are for 9-month abortion, which there's no 9-month abortion anywhere in this country. So those types of things started to get under his skin.
I want to play a clip that I think is you know interesting from a former president.
I think I know what clip you're going to play.
I would like to
Let
respond.
me just ask though, why did you try to kill that bill and successfully so? That would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border.
First, let me respond as to the
Please.
rallies. She said people start leaving. People don't go to her rallies. There's no reason to go. And the people that do go, she's bussing them in and paying them to be there and then showing them in a different light. So she can't talk about that. People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics. That's because people want to take their country back. Our country is being lost. We're a failing nation. And it happened 3.5 years ago. And what's going on here, you're going to end up in World War III, just to go into another subject. What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country. And it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned, as far as the reason they go is they like what I say. They want to bring our country back. They want to make America great again. It's a very simple phrase, make America great again. She's destroying this country. And if she becomes president, this country doesn't have a chance of success. Not only success, will end up being Venezuela on steroids.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say
clear-
my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good
Yeah.
thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
But
television.
the people are
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying their
manager.
dog was eaten by the people that went there.
listen, I just like at the end with David Muir, he said, I'm not taking this from television. I'm taking it from the city manager. That was funny to me.
And I used that soundbite last night in my report. I didn't think eating dogs would be a topic in a presidential debate.
When he said it, and I think everybody probably did the same thing, I was like, wait a minute, what? He did not just say that people are eating dogs and cats. He said they're eating your pets. What?
I don't understand where like who are you trying to appeal to with that statement? Is something that like the immigrant problem, the surge at the border is his best talking point. It is something that the Harris Biden, none of them, I mean, they are partially responsible for not slowing the increase. Now, things influx on the border all the time. This is an issue that no Republican or Democrat has fixed, period, for decades. But they are responsible for slow action because actions that President Biden recently took have resulted in a decrease on the border. And actions that Governor Greg Abbott has done has resulted in a decrease of influx of migrants on the Texas border. But took 3 years to do it. So I think the border and the economy are Trump's best talking points. But when he goes off on something like this,
Yeah.
hmm,
Yeah, yeah. It was now I also think I don't know who producers or whoever job, and maybe some of it is David Muir and Lindsey.
I can't
What's
think
her
of her
last
last
name?
name. I can't think of her last name.
Because I always want to call her Lindsey Graham, but that's not her name.
Wow. Okay.
But the fact that David Muir had that ready,
Well, you could tell the moderators were very prepared. And I mean,
yeah,
now that we're how many years into covering Donald Trump as a candidate, I mean, the moderators did their homework. And those who are Trump supporters will say that they were being biased. And some may say, okay, they should have left that to Kamala Harris to fact check. Kamala Harris should have said, yada yada yada. So moderators have to play it's they're damned if they do, they're damned if you don't, because you're gonna upset someone. If they would have fact checked Harris, they would have said, "Oh, they're trying to be too hard on Harris." Fact check Trump, saying, "Oh, they're being biased against Trump." But it clearly showed that they were very prepared. I mean, to have that statement ready, you don't know that a candidate's going to talk about eating dogs.
right.
Uh,
That was beyond impressive to me because who would have ever thought that he was going to talk about that? But they did. And look at the comments. Yeah, Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. He's
That
clearly
was a
having a hard.
memorable statement
Yeah,
that happened during the debate. I mean, there were multiple. I didn't know you were going to play clips, so you need to look up some more clips. I think that'd be good for us to
well, yeah,
to
I
watch.
got another one.
Go ahead,
Let's see.
man. See, it's cool. We do live.
Look, I was really just saying to myself, maybe we need to do this live thing more often. But
We could.
let's just see. Let's look at the
She
first 2
doesn't
minutes.
have a plan. She copied
This one
Biden's,
was good.
and it's like 4 sentences, like run, spot, run. 4 sentences that are just, oh, we'll try and lower taxes. She doesn't have a plan. Take a look at her plan. She doesn't have a plan.
I believe in the ambition, the aspirations, dreams of the American people. And that is why I imagine and have actually a plan to build what I call an opportunity economy. Because here's the thing. We know that we have a shortage of homes and housing, and the cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. We know that young families need support to raise their children, and I intend on extending a tax cut for those families of $6,000, which is the largest child tax credit that we have given in a long time. My opponent, on the other hand, his plan is to do what he has done before, which is to provide a tax cut for billionaires and big corporations, which will result in $5 trillion to America's deficit.
We're doing tariffs on other countries. Other countries are going to finally, after 75 years, pay us back for all that we've done for the world. Look, we've had a terrible economy because inflation which is really known as a country buster. It breaks up countries. We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%.
Okay.
As many things are.
Yeah, I wanted to be fair. I wanted to let him.
No,
finish.
I understand. I think that C-Spot Run line was a great line from Trump.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was early on in the debate. They started on the economy. I mean, he had that one in the bag and he used it. Because the challenge here with such limited time until election day, and I mean, early swing states are starting the early voting process as soon as next week in some swing states. Um, so much limited time. Harris had to play a fine line of she has to separate herself from Joe Biden, but also she is a part of the incumbent administration. Um, and at multiple times during the debate, she said, "I'm not Joe Biden. You're not debating Joe Biden. You're not running against Joe Biden." But I think that the C Spot Run 4-page thing was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. They man, I forgot what I was about to say. It was something he said. Oh, people have been saying that she didn't have a plan. She didn't talk about her plan. I mean, what did they want her to do as far as they want her to get a whiteboard and write it down in bullet points? I mean,
Yeah, and it was interesting. Before I went to bed, I saw CNN was doing a focus group, and they were talking to undecided voters. And one woman said she still wants more information. Someone said they still want more interviews, more things. And this totally is not coming from a place of bias. I really struggle to understand sometimes with voters. Like, okay, like you said, like how much more? Like, what are you looking for? Saying that you want more in a plan, and this kind of goes against the narrative of everyone need to turn out to vote. But I mean, there's so many things that the president does not impact in your day-to-day life that your mayor, your county commission, your local judges impact way more in your day-to-day life than the president. So I don't say that to discourage anyone from voting, but it's just when people say they need more, they want to see more, I'm not sure what they want to see, more than someone saying, "This is what I want to do," and I hope either the president can do it or they need Congress to do it. So it's interesting. What do you think about her? Candidates are critiqued from the moment they hit the camera. What do you think about her facial reactions? I mean, people are going to talk about it, regardless if you think it's fair or not. People are going to talk about her putting her hand on her chin. And do you think she held her composure, or do you think she was dramatic? How some people may paint that.
Before I answer that, let's just look at this.
Taiwan, we hardly make chips anymore because of philosophies like they have and policies like they have. I don't say her because she has no policy. Everything that she believed 3 years ago and 4 years ago is out the window. She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. She's gone to my philosophy. But if she ever got elected, she'd change it. And it will be the end of our country. She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist professor in economics, and he taught her well. But when you look at what she's done to our country, and when you look at these millions and millions of people that are pouring into our country monthly, where it's, I believe, 21 million people, not the 15 that people say, and I think it's a lot higher than the 20.
So, as far as the facial expressions and their hand gestures and everything, that was a part where you could see some of it. And hopefully, what I'm about to say isn't politically incorrect. I don't know.
It probably will be.
But I think, and I don't mean this in a bad way at all. Let me say that again. I do not mean this in a bad way at all. But people are super sensitive. I think part of it, especially if she wins, we'll just have to get used to a woman. I think some of it is just she's a woman. I mean, so her facial expressions and some of the movements or sounds or whatever, not saying that all women do those things, but I think some of it is just feminine, and it's there's nothing wrong with that. Now, I am appreciative, and man, people are not gonna like what I'm saying, but you have to hear my heart. You have to hear what I'm saying. I am appreciative that, in my opinion, she toned it down a bit. Some of
Mhm.
the what people use when she said "We did it, Joe." Some of the laughing and all of that. She toned that down a little bit.
So are you saying she toned herself down? She toned being herself?
The parts of herself that I think people tend to mock, yes.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah. Same thing with Donald Trump. He tried initially to tone himself down. The
I think he
stuff that
did.
people,
I mean, he did
yeah. So they
to the
both
best of
did.
his ability. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? We're less than 60 days. Um, the polls, don't look at, I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives. Don't look at these national polls, guys. You need to look at the polls in the states that are going to determine the election. National polls aren't truly national. That's all another subject. Look at the polls in the states that, I don't want to say that matter. Every state matters, but look at the polls in the states that have historically decided our election. When do you think these people are going to make up their mind? Regardless of who they're picking.
You said, when do I think what?
These people are going to make up their mind in
Oh,
swing
I
states.
think I think a lot of that is if the election was today, people already know who they're going to vote for. This whole undecided voter thing, like back to your point. Um, 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 yeah, but that's a good point too. Some people said that he was yelling. Why was he yelling? He
Hmm.
was mad, I think.
I didn't think he was
But
yelling. I didn't think he was yelling.
well, I didn't really hear it either. But I know I heard some of the commentators say that he was yelling.
Mm,
I think he was just upset. He was
I mean,
frustrated.
he was on the defense. He wasn't on the offense. He was defending.
Yeah, yeah. What was your question? I forgot.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, certain states are going to decide this election, and Georgia
Yeah,
included.
yeah, yeah. I think the undecided voter thing at this point is a bunch of malarkey. It's not. It's people already know who they're gonna vote for because, like you say, the contrast between these two candidates is so stark that there's no, you can't justify being confused at this point because and not to make it be a one issue thing, but you know what Donald Trump is going to do if he gets back in office, and you know what Kamala Harris plans to do if she is elected as president. And I think
Mhm.
it's more so still just like it was 4 years ago. Not even so much that all you AKs and everything, don't come for me. Not that not that we so much love Kamala Harris, uh, but we don't want Donald Trump.
Mhm.
Is the selling point? And Kamala Harris, well, she
Well,
might not
people
have
said that
said,
4 years ago, or
huh?
people said that 4 years ago.
Well, yeah,
They
that's what I
said,
said. It's the
yeah.
same thing. It's not that everybody
Mhm.
so loved Joe Biden, even though I
Mhm.
think across the nation he probably was more likable than Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
But it's not that people so loved him. It was the anti-Trump vote, and so it's the same thing. And Kamala Harris says that without saying it. She's saying we don't want to go back,
Mhm.
and she's just the person to go forward.
So you think undecided voters already know who they're voting for?
Yeah, because it's a clear question. Do you want to go back to what Donald Trump did, the country that existed during Donald Trump, or
Mhm.
do you want what we have now, basically? Because she cannot separate this whole separate from Joe Biden thing is crazy. She cannot separate herself from Joe Biden.
That's
One,
true.
you was his vice president, and today you still his vice president. Like it's
Yeah,
so you
that's true.
can't do it. That's because to do that, now you saying you don't you contradicting him. Now you saying you don't agree with what he did or what he's doing, and you still a sitting
But
vice
she
president.
could say I'm vice president. I gotta follow his lead. Now that I'm my own candidate, I can do what I want.
What did tick me off was people kept phrasing stuff this way, saying Kamala Harris didn't do such and such, and it's like Kamala Harris couldn't do such and such. She wasn't the president.
That's
So
true.
that would get on my nerves. And they say, well, you didn't close up the border. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. Like you saying, I'm not the president. Now, I didn't like one of the times Donald Trump's, he avoided a question and said, well, I'm not the president right now. But we're talking about if you were the president, what would you do?
Yeah. I'm trying to cue something up. Keep talking. Oh, that's not it. I'm trying to cue something up, but I can't find the clip. No, you're right. When he said, they asked him, okay, so what is your plan? And he was like, well, I have basically saying like the elements of a plan, but not a plan. Yeah. I mean, he had to be on the defense most of the night. And so it was interesting. We can mention this. I don't think it's going to sway voters, but strategically planned immediately after the debate, Taylor Swift announced her endorsement of Kamala Harris. She supported Biden. She supported Hillary. It wasn't a secret that she was going to support Harris, but the timing of yesterday, she signed the post saying a childless cat lady taking a shot at JD Vance. Do you think endorsements sway voters?
No. Well, the majority of the time, no. And what I mean by that is, I don't think celebrity endorsements like Taylor Swift sway voters. Now, go back to last cycle or presidential election. What's the man name? Clyburn. Now, he did play a role in Joe Biden making it to the White House, going through South Carolina. So I think certain endorsements, yes, but in my opinion, it wasn't necessarily. Put it to you this way: by Clyburn putting his stamp of approval on it, that then triggered other politicians, and it was a whole system that then came behind Joe Biden because Clyburn said we're going with him. Taylor Swift saying I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I mean, who cares? You want me to share that?
I think I'm doing it. Did I do it or you did it?
I just did it. It showed it to me, but I just put it
okay.
up.
Well, this is the post that was made, and basically it said "signed cat lady." Keep talking what you were saying. Clyburn.
I mean, of course, if I was a candidate, I would appreciate celebrities like Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift, Beyonce, I don't know why it's just popped in my head, Megan Thee Stallion, they have huge followings on social media. But I think the question is, and that's your question, does it translate to voters? I don't know. Because now, and I have a little bit of experience with what I'm about to say, just a little bit. Now, there are a lot of right-wing Caucasian young women who love Taylor Swift, who will go to Taylor Swift concert and all this other kind of stuff. But they are gonna go in their voter booth and vote the way their daddy told them to vote. I mean, so I don't think that it's gonna. And our mother is disagreeing with me in the comments. She said that she thinks that it does help, and I think certain endorsements help.
I'm listening. Yeah,
but I don't think
you don't think a celebrity and a celebrity endorsement could sway a first-time voter, could it not? Especially a young first-time voter. Could it not?
Maybe I'm thinking about me. Maybe I'm thinking about me. I'm not about to vote for you because Simone Biles said that she gonna vote for you. Like, Simone don't live in Decatur with me. Simone don't like. I don't. What I care what Simone say now, and maybe because I'm more on the side of an educated voter. Now, if my local politicians who I feel have my best interests at heart are saying that we need to support this person,
Right.
I might listen to them more than just a music artist. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's there are, not to be like Donald Trump and quote him as far as there are fine people on both sides, even though they're, as far as Republican Democrat, there are.
Mm-hmm.
But there are phenomenal people who are celebrities, at least we think they might be phenomenal, who say vote for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I just
Share. I'm gonna share my screen again, see if this works. I want people to hear Trump's reaction to last night. Man, it went away. Hold on. Don't share. Well, you can do whatever you want, but hold on. I thought it popped up.
this is cool. I didn't know you could share stuff too. I mean, I have to add it to the stage, but I didn't know that you
Yeah,
could.
I just want people to hear Trump's reaction.
Y'all, do y'all
Oh,
like
where is
this
it?
live? Feel I kind of like it, and it's
That's
gonna
not
be
it. What'd you say?
I was asking, do people like this live?
It was him talking to Hannity. Now I can't find it. It was him sitting down with Hannity. Now I can't find the clip. Because he was saying the debate was stacked against him, but I can't find the clip.
And people saying that it looked like this is just crazy, but it looked like Kamala Harris knew the questions ahead of time. No, it did not.
Here we go. Here we go. Am I still
All
sharing?
right, joining us now, he's on the set in the spin room himself. Did you have fun?
I had a good time.
Can
I
you
think
hear
it
me?
was
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had 3 against 1, but I anticipated.
Let's talk about that. 3 against 1, and all of her radical positions they leave on the table.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of negative kind of stuff. Look, I saw on your show last night, they had 100% positive coverage on ABC, and I had 94% negative coverage.
93% negative.
I exaggerated.
You got an extra percent non-negative. As you were with her tonight, to think that we come out of this debate and we have no answer to her co-sponsoring the Green New Deal, $93 trillion,
Yeah.
I say the end of capitalism, to come out of this, government-run healthcare and no answer to eliminating private health insurance. The
Well,
fact
we
that
brought them all up. Every
We
one
did
of the
bring a
things
lot of
that
it
we brought it all up. And I also ended with, why hasn't she done it before? Why didn't she fix, she's there complaining. Why didn't she fix all these
were you
things
really
that she's
willing to
complaining
leave the stage and go home if she was going to go fix it in Washington?
No, you know what? I would have left. I would have said, go home and fix it. I'll leave with you, okay? But she doesn't, she's not going to fix it. So she's complaining about all the stuff that's wrong with the country, and they've been there for 3.5 years. And I wanted to save that for my last little summation. And I actually mentioned in there too. I just thought it was a great debate. I think we showed the weakness, but the sad part is they're destroying our country. When you get right down to it, good debate. I enjoyed it, but it's a very sad thing because our country is in decline. We are really being laughed at all over the world. And that's tough to take.
Do you think it's strange that somebody could support something as radical as sex change operations paid for by taxpayers for convicts and illegal immigrants,
This was
and for
interesting.
illegal immigrants, free housing, healthcare, education, and not get asked a question about it?
But I brought it up.
You did bring it
Of course,
up,
they weren't
but-
so happy when I brought it up, but I brought it up. I brought up the fact that they're doing sex change operations on illegal immigrants, and those are expensive operations, and they shouldn't be done.
That was when he brought that up. That was interesting.
He said it was not true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And notice who was behind him. Vivek Ramaswamy, Vivek, whatever his name is.
He said it, Vivek Ramaswamy.
And Tim Scott,
Mhm.
both who are praying that they can get a cabinet seat. Which if I was Tim Scott, I wouldn't do that. I would rather be a senator. That's just me.
Yeah.
But he said this is his best debate. He's
No, I would say it's his best debate because he's had some good debates for
Yeah.
for himself.
yeah, it definitely wasn't his best.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do we go from here?
I think we're the same as where we were before. I don't think anything has changed. I mean, some of those undecided voters, maybe they have made a decision, but I don't think really anything has changed because all she needed to do was not mess up, and that's what she did. So I think she's good. She's good to go. I think if she had messed up, then oh, that would have been horrible.
So do you not think the race is 50-50 right now? You think the polls are not showing the full picture?
She's gonna win, but it's gonna be close. Unless you have these secret voters like you did when what's that man name? Senator Raphael Warnock was elected, and you have these Republicans who vote Democrat. Unless that happens, but it's going to be close. I think she's going to win, though. It's going to be close. And here's the thing: just because the way our system is set up, unfortunately, in my opinion, but that's a whole nother conversation. Forget the whole popular vote thing because that ain't how you win. So
That's correct.
We don't. Well, hold on, let me reword that. So like California, New York, it don't matter. Like it's not okay. She's gonna
You
win.
got to choose your words wisely.
Yeah, so she's gonna win those states, and all right, cool. But those are not the states that we're worried about. She don't need this big popular vote. No, she needs Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Georgia, which was not a state that used to be a deciding factor, but now it is. It was last time. And he's gonna take it to court, and David Muir or Lindsay might have been, and I really feel bad not knowing her last name.
You
But-
could have easily looked it up by now.
Like they pointed out to him, you went to 60 different courts, 60 different judges, and not one of them found any credibility in the claims that you and your campaign were making. So, and then now I was ticked off that as much as I brag on the Harris campaigns,
Lindsay Davis.
yeah, as much as I brag on the Harris campaign's video equipment and everything, what in the world was going on with Tim Wall's camera and internet and microphone? Did you not see that?
The part that I saw looked fine.
It was breaking up when he was talking to David. Isn't the man named David too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man for ABC. I can't think of his name. But either way, JD Vance is something. I really believe something's gonna come out about him one day that's not good.
Okay, let's not make allegations. You can't back up.
I just said something. Yes, see in the comments, yes, it was breaking up a bit. It was his feed was not good. I'm talking about Tim Walz. I don't know what was going on with that. And I'm like, what in the world? Somebody need to be fired because this is one little moment on here and is messing up. Like what
You
in the
can't
world?
control signals. We can't control signals right now. You've been breaking up. I've been looking at the live stream.
Well, you've been breaking up too. I've been looking at you. But we're not running for president.
You still
Nah,
all you can do is do the best you can do.
We done sent Kamala hundreds of millions of dollars. They need to figure it out because it wasn't no issues with JD Vance when he was talking.
And he might have been on a satellite. He might not have been on internet signal. He could have been on something else.
Well,
JD
Tim
Vance
Walz
was
could have
there.
been on a
JD Vance
satellite.
was there. He was there
Okay, but still okay. Well, where was Tim Walz? Oh, look,
on a campaign trail.
I was saying I'm being funny. What, he just finished milking a cow or something? But listen. Either way, I think are they going to debate Tim Walz and JD Vance?
Yes.
When?
I don't know. Let's see.
I think that's going to be a more entertaining debate than this one.
Really?
Yeah, because they are
I
very
think it's October 1st in New York.
yeah. Mom just needs to be producer this morning. She's just on it. Like she
What'd she
just
say?
she typed in the date October 1st.
Oh wow.
Yeah, should be interesting when they do. Yeah, I think that their debate will be good. Because almost kind of like, like they say, a dumb blonde. I think JD Vance is taking Tim Walz for granted as he's just like some country bumpkin, but he's
Mhm.
not. He is funny. He is funny, but I think that he would do good in a
I
debate
think
against.
I think deep down she picked someone who's like her. I mean, she's kind of goofy.
Yeah, look, it's man, the
She's supposed
whole
to pick
time,
someone who, win or lose, is someone who you can like and bond with. And that's who she picked.
the whole time during the debate, she did good as far as toning down some of her personality a little bit.
Mhm.
They end the debate, switch the screen to Tim Walz, and he's just so happy, smiling and laughing, and it was just like, what is going on? It was like he just finished leaving the state fair and he won a big prize or something. Like it was funny. But oh wow, okay. Two things. One, Donald Trump brought up that he took a bullet to the head.
Which was smart. I mean, smart.
But you know what? I'm glad that
I
it
would have
didn't
brought
get
it up earlier.
it didn't get any attention though. David Muir, nor Lindsey Davis, nor Kamala Harris really responded to it.
Mhm.
Because now Donald Trump, you did not get shot in the head.
Let's not go down that road.
Like there's I would have rather he said to the ear instead of the head.
Your ears on your head.
My nose is on my head, but
Correct.
if I get shot in the nose, I'm not gonna say I took a bullet to the head. It was my nose.
No,
Either
you
way,
took a bullet to the face.
yeah, okay. Either way, what's her name? Because she be hidden. They have her locked up. What's his wife's name? Melania. You saw the video she put out, or they put
Mhm.
out, and her saying
Yeah.
that there's something more to this, and why wasn't the man arrested and all this other kind of stuff. Valid question. Now I can say that was a valid question. Why the man wasn't arrested before he shot the bullets? That was a valid question. In my opinion.
You mean why wasn't he shot before he shot the bullets? He wasn't gonna be arrested.
Well, no, because what they're saying is like the people were saying that he was up
Yeah.
there. They
I'm
could
saying
have
why
gone in there and got that
why
man.
didn't they shoot him? Is the question.
Yeah. And then why does Donald Trump still try and defend? It was funny to me when he said J6. Try and defend January 6th. Why? And he said Amanda or whatever the woman name was who lost her life that day at the hands of law enforcement because she was.
Yeah. He said I just showed up to give a speech. That was funny. He said I just showed up to give a speech. Oh man. So
Let me ask you
we
this: if you can answer, maybe you can't answer. This might be you showing bias or something. I don't know, but you can speak to facts though. One, is it true that he offered the 10,000 whatchamacallits to the mayor of
I will have to go back and look. I don't. I would have to go back and look for me to give an honest answer. At the time when I was covering it, I knew all those details. Now I don't. So I'm gonna do a politician and say no comment right now.
Good morning, Rose. So it's yeah, I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
I don't know. But the reason I wanted to know that was because these videos that have been coming out of Nancy Pelosi from that.
I mean, the videos are accurate. You can't dispute what she was saying. Her daughter was recording a documentary. I mean, those comments are accurate. She said she wanted to punch Donald Trump, go to jail. So I mean, We can't dispute that. Yeah. Well, thanks for everyone joining us in this little experiment of going live. We're probably going to
Dog,
take.
y'all, he just hanging up.
No, I don't like that the signal goes in and out. I don't like that. That's not professional. But I enjoy
It's
being
not
able to see
going
comments
out.
in real time. I'm watching. The signal goes in and out. I don't like that. It went in and out when we were showing clips. I don't like that. But this is something we could definitely do again. We just wanted to give real-time reaction to the debate. And for 45 minutes, we did that.
And you know what? Mine is going to be better the next time. I'm having internet issues. And it's going to be better the next time.
Okay.
They're supposed to be on the way this morning to fix my internet. And I had great internet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we thank everybody for watching.
Thank you, Bernita.
What did she say?
The signal is fine. Don't hang up on us.
The signal was not fine. I watched.
Bernita is my new friend. She's from Claflin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, this is sidebar for those who know. The Claflin 5 or 4, whatever they were, they're like all about to be done soon. Those who know, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, Claflin 5, who died? Jeez.
No.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching.
Look
That's
at
not-
them.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying, look at them. All right.
Bye, y'all. See you guys next week for episode 33. It will not be live. Same time, same place. We're gonna work on doing another live episode though.
Well, I can't be live next week.
Okay. It can be live.
Let's try it.
Okay.
And just for clarification, we're supposed to go live at 7 a.m. Eastern.
See, you're breaking up. I don't even know what you're saying.
We are
Don't even know
supposed to
what
go
you said.
live at 7 a.m.
I thought it was the
Eastern
same time we
Standard Time.
tape. I thought it was the same time we tape.
No.
Okay. Thanks you, everyone.
No.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe every week.
Look, Bernita said, okay, now the signal is bad.
See?
Bye.
Bye, guys.